The following is a special presentation of MRE Uno Division 2. You're watching the 2025 MRE Uno Division 2 Championship. The sun rises on the final chance for two players. Two players that have been vying for this spot all season, and now it comes down to one final best of 7. Today we will decide the 11 seed in the Division 2 Championship, and for these two players, very different stories. One with experience going nearly to the end of a tournament, the other barely able to break a Sweet 16. On one side it's João. He's been in a Final Four before in his first tournament back in T2, but now he looks to try and clutch up and make the championship today. On the other side, it's notshort. He wasn't even supposed to be here. He wasn't even supposed to have this spot. Gifted an opportunity and he took it and ran with it, sweeping out the top seed in the LCQ overall, and now looks to try and keep it rolling into the championship. João comes off a rematch, notshort off of a huge momentum booster. Whose momentum will prevail? Who's the stronger? Who will get the 11 seed? And who will keep their hopes of D1 and a championship going another day? One best of 7 series stands between these two players and a shot at the championship. One will have their hopes be extended another day, the other will leave deflated and eliminated. Let's go!
Hello everyone, we are back with some more MRE Uno action. This time we go down into D2 where we are determining the last 2 spots of our playoff field. This will be game 1 of 2 for the LCQ tonight. I'm your host G-Man, and we are starting off with the LCQ-A bracket final between João and notshort. My dog wants to leave my room, so I have to take a second. There you go. Anyways, back to it. Again, both players have had solid seasons, all things considered. João at 7 wins going into this one on the regular season, and then, of course, short with the 4 wins and a DQ. Looking to get the job done here. We'll see who ends up coming out on top. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at your bracket here before we begin. For the LCQ, this has been a very strange LCQ-A bracket. We had 2 games that had a CSM of over 0.3, so not necessarily the opener you want to see, but that's how it works out. Short played pretty much a perfect game in his opening round, which he definitely needed to take out Whitespider. Unfortunate for Whitespider there. He barely misses T2 chip in, now falls out of the LCQ. To just kind of an unfortunate game there for him. And then for João, got revenge over brii in the semifinal after losing to her in Justice July, and João moves into the final. Now we'll have the home field advantage, and for both sides it's going to be 2v4, because you see in bracket B, which was a little bit less lopsided games, but still one of them was a little bit. But Evan, really impressive showing from him. Took out Bob Ross in what was essentially an even game on the TSM. Bob Ross kind of, unfortunately, had really great strong showing in T3, but really didn't do much elsewhere, and unfortunately that magic did not come back. He ends his season there, but looks to be a contender for 2026. And then for Ami, took care of business against Arnhem, did not let that dream keep on going, and Ami moves into the LCQB final. Again, you see on the top and bottom, winner plays who they play. So the winner of this match will play number 6 J Monday. That's gonna be important for João, because that's who João lost to in the archery April finale. So João does want a rematch there, because he felt he could have got the win there, and ultimately that loss did cost him a spot as an at-large, or even just an auto berth straight up into the D2 chip. And then of course the bracket B winner will play, ironically, last year's LCQ B winner, Amazing Pikachu. So funny how that one works out, but we got a lot of action to wrap up the LCQ tonight, but let's get into it. Ignore the records on the scoreboard. We're gonna change that in just a second, but I am once again joined by Yoshi Awesome, my co-commentator. We are doing back-to-back here. But Yoshi, I mean, both these players have shown some strength in this season. João came in tournament 2 and took the league by storm, and then Notshort had a late season resurgence to kind of shove himself into this LCQ at the strike of midnight. But yeah, I mean, your thoughts going into this one? I think for sure, a bit of a house money mentality going into this one, which absolutely can be dangerous. And then for João, he's been very motivated to get that rematch with J Money. So both have a lot to play for here. But your thoughts going into this one, Yoshi, for both players, as this will be a winner go home game with this being the LCQ final. I mean, he still had to execute on that one. He didn't make any mistakes in that one, which is the thing he had to do. So.
Sneak his way into the LCQ. Definitely one of those players you wouldn't think. Definitely one of the underdogs here, along with Evan. We'll see if he's now one match away. We'll see if he can find it. You know, in the last hurdle, can he jump through when nobody expects it? We'll see. This is an interesting match to me. I feel like these two players have had some ups and downs in their season, and only one of them is going to be able to continue their playoff journey tonight.
All right, well, thank you, Yoshi. Unfortunately, half of that kind of got cut off because I forgot to turn on the desktop audio. That's ultimately my bad, but
I see.
yeah, no, we'll keep it rolling though. But let's go to the players here. Yes, I know. Short, I am so sorry that Mr. Head is streaming. But we'll start with João here since he's the higher seed. I mean, João had a really good showing in the prior match against brii. Got revenge there. I mean, J Money is looming here. You do got to win this matchup against Short. Your thoughts going into this one? You personally felt you should have been in the D2 championship here. You do have an opportunity here to win your way in. So, any comments going into this one? How you're feeling? With this being win or go home, but the goal being in sight at this point. Just got to get through this. That might be all he has to say. Yep. All right. That's all he's gonna say. And then we'll go to Short here. I mean, I am focused. All right, there we go. I am focused. All right. And then we'll go to short here. I mean, short. I was able to hang on over Whitespider in the prior round, and I mean, again, I mean, there could be an argument you're one of the more dangerous players with this LCQ because you're kind of similar to brii and Justice July, where you're kind of on house money here. So definitely not as much pressure compared to the rest of the field. But I mean, your thoughts going into this? You were in the LCQ last season, lost in the semifinals, so that was a much bigger field. But you do make the final here. Your thoughts heading into this matchup, going up against João, and just kind of your thoughts on what you gotta do to be the one coming out on top and getting that spot into the final tournament of the season.
Well, I just got to execute really, like I did against Whitespider. No mistake. I don't wish for the game I had against Whitespider. I don't wish on anyone really. I mean, I said it in my post game quote. You take those wins where you can get them. Anyone does, but you don't. It doesn't feel as much you earned it as much as it was given to you. So really, for me against João, I'm hoping we have a fun, close game, an entertaining series, and not a quick 4-0 like I had against Whitespider. Because I mean, I felt bad sending him home, but again, you take what you can get when you're fighting for your life here in the season and everything else. But yeah, for me getting it done, I really just got to keep my cool, stay focused, execute as I did in the first round. And I mean, yeah, and comparing last year, I mean, who knows what it could have been if the cut line was higher. But again, I don't really want to delve too deep into the history of it because what's happened has happened. I can go pointing at the fact that I could have been in without a DQ and not have to talk about being in by midnight at that point. But it's all about today. It's all about this game. And if I lose this one, I'll be disappointed. But part of me, I wasn't supposed to be here in the first place. And if I can come out on top of this one, I mean, who knows what I can do? And I feel like house money might start to come into play if I were to get out of this one. I feel like this one I'm still more in playoff mode, I mean, obviously it is playing for my life, but I don't feel as house money. I still feel like I need to stay locked in and focused and get the job done because once you get into the double E limb, things get a little bit, not to say easier, but you have a little bit less pressure than you do in this situation. Longer series once you get on the line and being able to afford a loss. But yeah, overall looking forward to it. And João, I hope we have a close, fun one instead of a crappy sweep. I don't like giving people sweeps, but if it is, that's what it is.
All right, well, hoping for a fair game on both sides. Hopefully we don't get a sweep here. Love to see a close one to kick things off for the LCQ here. Again, we'll have our second match, the LCQB final coming right up at 9 p.m. So, gonna be wrapping it up tonight. We're starting off with LCQA though. Sign already initialized the game. He'll be our ref. João has the call for game number 1 here. This will be best of 7-1 power play. So, we'll see how this goes. But João has the game 1 call. 13. All right.
Yeah, I guess João is taking the losses that he's had to. Maybe he just got unlucky. So, he senses that maybe if he has a relatively even game here, he's at the advantage. We'll see though as João starts at the blue 6.
Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. I mean, sometimes game 1 is a bit of a tempo feeler. Sometimes it kind of indicates where the series could be going. But I mean, a double blue 6 from João to open up is interesting to say the least. But I mean, again, we just saw a very intense Final Four match in D1, which we just came back from. That one going the full distance. We'll see if this one goes the full distance, as both have the same amount of blues on the start. Now we're in an early draw city.
Okay, yeah, so definitely interesting so far. We got both players content to draw, not trying to go too aggressive and just waiting each other out. And definitely the feeler game. So draw city's I think their comfortable spot right now, as they both are get up to 14 and 16 respectively. I mean, they're drawing pretty quickly, so got to make sure they don't draw too much as we go into yellow now.
Right, that's gonna break the draw city here, so both have 15. And I think we're at a 3-color game here, so it's gonna be interesting with how many cards we have right now.
Okay, the green 2 now, and that's the third color. Will we get to that fourth one? We'll see.
Going back into yellow here, still no red. But yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna see a mix of yellow, green, red. There's
There
the
we
red
go.
right there. So there's Pandora's, but
No
not
ammo yet.
really, not really any ammo. Yeah, as you just mentioned. Another double from João there. So he's kind of racking up those double cards.
Yeah, it's either about both players saving the ammo or it's just going to be a mostly numbers game, kind of similar to how the beginning of Acosta Vapor went, with them starting with little to no ammo, having to adjust.
I mean, it's still pretty much even at the moment. Both at 9 cards.
And we go into
It's
yellow
just
once
really,
again.
really at
I
this
think
point, who
Joao
strikes
does want
first?
yellow. Oh yeah, short with a definite strat as well.
I mean, for this really just gonna be who strikes first on this one. We're both deafened. No, Joao is not. But it's interesting. There's no one has played. Just to say that there's your first ammo card. And
Ooh,
it's only gonna be a
okay.
wild.
I'm curious. What does Joao do? He actually does have red, but I think short is more focused on his going for the run.
Red.
Oh, well,
This
hold on.
could
Joao might
finish it.
steal it.
We have not seen any ammo from Joao. This could be where it all gets saved up here. And yep, that'll do it. Big run to the end there.
Oh,
And ends it on a
oh
blue skip
my
as well.
God. So
That
there's
is
literally nothing short could have done there because he had ammo on every color.
that's 5 skips in a row that end it. Jesus.
Switching to red was actually his best chance because he had a number to play. In any other color, he would have just won a turn earlier. That's crazy.
Ironically, that was the only ammo Joao had the entire series, and it's all saved for a 6-card run to the end.
Yeah, smart play there, I think.
Well, I'm not really sure what to say there because that was it on the ammo. It was mostly numbers besides that.
Yeah, I can only think about what short had left. I mean, probably wasn't gonna. Uh, he was probably saving up for a run as well. We just don't know what the run was. Both committed to saving to the finish, and Joao just got it first. I think that's what I assume is what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, Joao, I mean, he mentioned blue skip was the first card drawn from the Uno draw, but I mean, Joao, I mean, you had a good save on that one to close that one out, but your thoughts on that one to open it up? Could have been Skittles, missed opportunity. That is true. Could have done Skittles, technically. You could have
I guess,
gone
yeah, he could have.
red, green, yellow, blue, and back to yellow.
True, so true.
Yeah, I don't think he was thinking about that though. Just wanted to finish it. Yeah. But yeah, Joao, your thoughts on that one? I don't really
Yeah,
have
that's
much
interesting.
besides
So
that.
his first draw was the blue skip. So he just had everything else, and that makes sense. Yeah.
So that was all a save besides the blue skip. So, I mean, really just was firm on holding on to it. But yeah, I mean, short, any comments there before we jump into game 2? Because at the end of the day, that was a lot of numbers and then just that 6-card run.
Yeah, good on him for holding that blue skip because I mean, I don't know if he probably wasn't picking up blue numbers, but I wasn't picking up anything either. Draw City was unkind on the blue. Had to find that yellow 4 I picked up on the deck to get it back going, but I mean it was a weird hand on them on color imbalances, I guess, but yeah, that's all I'll say about that one.
All right,
Okay.
well, not much more to add. We'll go to game 2 here. Still Joao's call here. Gets the early 1-0 lead. Just can't pick 13. And he's going down to 12. All right.
Yep, continuing the trend of double-digit card starts for today in terms of the games we've seen so far. Oh my!
God. Plus
I
4
think
to
Joao.
start things off.
Yeah, I think yeah. Joao does it. We'll see if they both do the thing.
I mean, you're not really. It's not necessarily a rule where you have to do it, especially if you're like your player 1. I know some people. I know some people like. I know Short's a big fan of culture, but technically it's not enforced, so don't have to. All right, there you go.
Let's see.
Oh, that's the Short is Short going to not draw here?
See, but
No, he won't.
yeah,
No, he won't.
no.
The Short would not do that. He would not go against his culture.
Karma could have struck there.
All right, little shade there. But yellow 2 from Joao to kick things off, and essentially we're at another 13 card start in a way.
Yeah, let's see how this yellow goes. Joao picking this color early, but doesn't really mean much because it's just the beginning of the game. So
Oh, all right. So Short actually going to go for some ammo early here this time. 3-card switch into red.
let's see. Yeah, that's interesting. Trying to
Ooh.
control the game a bit more, but Joao does get the switch, not into yellow, but into green, and Short gonna. Okay, gonna give him more ammo for that.
Throwing some
Or
ammo out
not
early
ammo,
here.
more cards.
Short throwing some ammo early on, but we are green. And now we're blue, so another switch here.
Okay, yeah, this is kind of crazy. There's a lot of switches so far. Vapor would be happy about that.
All right, Short with the lead here. It's actually a big gap here. Joao trying to find
Okay.
some sort of momentum here with maybe a draw or something.
True. This is the test for Joao because he did switch out of yellow before. Yeah, and there it is. He was correct. He was truthful on that. Didn't have any more. Now it's gonna have to be forced to draw.
I actually do like the weight on the type there because it definitely adds a little bit of fear, but Short ultimately drawing on this one and Joao looking to close this gap.
Yeah, let's see. He could have another run coming? We did see Joao in the last game and in this game as well. I haven't seen much ammo from Joao yet, so could be just trying to save it.
Will Short have any green? Because he did switch off this, so he will have green. I do think this green's a little bit of a question mark for Short here, but Joao's actually going
Oh,
to take the lead with that play now. 3-card switch into blue.
yeah. Now we're seeing like we saw that Short was looking for blue, and now Joao is comfortable going into blue because he is the lead. This is gonna be tough for Short.
Blue 6, blue 5.
That's
Blue
a blue
2, I
too.
think. Yeah, there you go. Try to play an N2, which I don't think there's a color that starts with N that I hope there probably is, but it's like a obscure one.
Let's see, Joao looking for the finish at this point. Oh
And that'll
my.
do it. Yeah, 3:31. So around the same time as the first game, but ultimately I think the Joao forcing that draw early on is really kind of what gave him the leeway to finish that one off. That's also the first +4 of this series, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I didn't notice that. The first +4. Yeah, Joao just the ammo is working out a little bit more in his favor. Again, Short could have either had nothing or maybe was saving up. Didn't really feel
Oh
comfortable
my
using the.
God.
Oh my, you cannot be serious right now.
Wait, no. Oh, I didn't even.
Listen, I mean, sometimes the culture has weird ways of working, so
Wow.
I played into the culture too. This is bullshit.
Culture does not see everyone equally, unfortunately. But,
Goodness gracious.
Culture is discriminatory.
we're gonna have to put some sanctions onto the culture here, but I mean, Joao, you got the +4 off the culture draw, but I mean, again, there was points where you were behind. You had to, I mean, you had to find that ice there on the yellow there. Your thoughts as you were behind there early on, but kind of able to turn things around and find your way through. And my OBS disconnected. Great. That doesn't mean to stream one offline. Just it's OBS being stupid. There we go.
Okay.
May have lagged a little bit though. Just found number efficiency to get me the lead and profited from it. All right. Well, Short, your thoughts? I mean, you were in the lead. That yellow switch ultimately kind of threw you off a little bit, but were you potentially on a run to get that game win, or were you still kind of a little bit scattered on the hand?
Connectors weren't connecting as well as I wanted them to.
Okay.
Okay.
He had an answer for any connection I tried to throw. Unfortunately.
All right. Well,
Makes sense.
unfortunately down 2-0, but fortunately you do have the call for game 3 here to try to bring this one back. Full range here. I guess Short with the game 3 call. What will it be? 9. All right. So Short gonna go lower
Ooh.
here. I like this call. Gotta try something here because
Yeah, I'm
the
interested.
mid-high tier is not working. Yellow 2.
Okay, so blue 2 now. It's early switch. Oh my.
Red 2 makes a starter rainbow.
No way. I guess it wouldn't be the first time.
Nope.
No,
Alright.
okay.
Gets denied. But we are rolling with green. And okay, so we got a lot of switches here early. And the switches
What
just keep
is
on rolling. Wow. Short gonna keep it stationary again.
very similar numbers being played throughout?
Joel typing
Ooh.
something here.
Oh god, if he has the
That's gonna be
there's no way.
unfortunate. This is a big run. Okay, so it's only a 3-card run. On red. Down to 3. That would have been mad unfortunate if that wasn't finished, but it's just a 3-card run, which is fine. There's a +2 in there as
Yeah.
well, so throw Short a bit back, but I guess that's gonna have to make Short think about this one a little bit.
Yeah, that's the problem. He doesn't
He's
have
gonna
anything.
Draws doesn't seem to have anything red. Joao down to 2. This isn't looking good here.
I mean, yeah,
Let's
I'm not
see.
sure what you do at this point.
I mean, Short could have maybe has something here. Maybe just was holding off to wait and see, but he's taking a second here because the Joao has not drawn yet, so this is gonna be a tough call. He's gonna draw again. And there's the draw.
Okay,
So,
there we go.
alright,
Yeah,
so
finally
Joao out
got a
on
draw
red.
from Joao there. Now he's gonna try and play a little bit more.
Alright. Okay, so got
Okay, we're
top deck
just only had
2.
one red there.
There's another top deck. Joao trying to find the escape as quick as he can because he's low on cards.
Yeah, we'll see if Short goes for it or if he draws again. I mean, I would think drawing is better as he does. Okay.
I think for Short, he's just got to try to find a way to bring the cards back up here because a switch could be dangerous. Joao pre-typing something here. Doesn't necessarily mean he has something. Could also just be a pre-type draw. Short taking his time again. And with the pace of this one, it looks like this will be the longest game of the series thus far. Again, Short does not want to go down 3-0. Oh, okay. So a 4-card. Wow, we are
Wow.
going with the skips here, and that's actually going to bring Short way closer. And he just swapped it back into
No
yellow.
way.
He had a yellow in the middle of that, so that might actually be a slight problem for Short here. We'll see. He has the wild green, does not
Oh,
want anything with it, and that's going to be a draw from
okay.
Joao,
So
so had the
yeah,
wild.
very fortunate for Short that Joao didn't have any greens and was kind of forced into that yellow 9. So now Short might be able to get a connection. Oh, maybe
Green
even win
skip,
the
green...
game.
Oh my god, is this a game finisher? Oh my god,
Ooh,
that just turned the whole game on its head towards the end there. I mean,
literally,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the last 10 were ammo, so ultimately the connections did find the connections, but
this is a series of skips and reverses. We're not seeing a lot of wilds or +4s, but mainly the skips and reverses. I you don't see this often. It's actually very interesting.
alright, well, Short, I mean, your thoughts, because I mean, you were drawing there on the red there, you were taking a second there, so I'm wondering if maybe you're just kind of considering a different option, but I mean, you had a lot of ammo there, just kind of never really could find a way to get the connector, but how much of that was built from the draw city? Because I mean, that was a lot of ammo to wrap that game up.
Uh, some came from it. I had a few at the start. Really, the red skip came off the top deck, and that was the key to getting that together because I
Oh
didn't want
my
to use
god.
the wild to get back on track to where I wanted to be, and I didn't want to. And I still had like a stray that the blue 3 was a stray that I couldn't get out with a connection, but then I found the skip or the reverse. I mean, but getting the blue reverse and the red skip and draw city was what I needed. I had built up the green. The extra reverses and skips in green were just what I built along the way. I could have done without them. They just happened to flow my way. It really didn't make a difference in the grand scheme. But the ultimate thing was I was trying not to use the wild to get anywhere. I was trying to use it at the point that I did so I could just finish it in the next turn. But taking a moment at that point, I was trying to map out the play so I didn't screw it up because when it's a lot of ammo, I wanted to make sure I had the right path so I didn't like go 5 cards deep and realize that I had missed a connection wrong because I do that sometimes. I have done that before. So really, for me, it was just kind of at the end there. It was mapping it all out. But yeah, a reverse and a skip on the top deck to make those connections were key because there were a few strays that I couldn't connect, and that's why I was keeping drawing. And it was lucky on my part that he was also drawing on red because if he had red, then I was cooked.
Alright, well, I mean, Joao, you were pretty close there. I mean, down to 2 at one point. I mean, what was it really that kind of wasn't letting you get to the end there? You were at 2. You were at 2 at one point. I'm assuming it just wasn't connected. Had a blue skip and a yellow. Was it a yellow skip or
Oh,
was it like
yeah.
a...
Maybe a yellow number.
Oh, yellow 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
5.
So, a little bit stranded
But
there.
yeah.
But, yeah, well, that's going to be a big win for Short to try to get some momentum back in his side, but game 4 will not get going here. But Short has the call once again. The 9 ends up working out, but he can't pick it.
I'll go 1 up to 10.
Alright, gonna go 10. And again, for Short wants to get this win here. Doesn't want to go down 3-1. Wants to make it tied 2-2 and makes it essentially a best of 3. No
No
way.
way.
Well, now the culture flips to Short.
What is happening?
I don't
uh,
know.
let's see. Does Short get the +4 if he draws this turn? That would be something if that happens.
Well, I mean, if that does happen again, then the next time it pops up, the person who is player 2 is going to be an instantaneous fear.
Yeah. All right. Well, wait. Hold on.
That's the same card we started on the last one.
That's what I was. Yeah, it was. Oh my! I literally, I literally looked back up just to check, and oh my god, what's happened? This is crazy.
And yellow 2 is the start of game 3 as well. This yellow 2 is just emerging over and over and over again.
Okay, the switch into green makes things interesting, but Joao aggressive on the switches as he does. I feel like he's been doing that quite a bit in this series.
Joao's really gonna want to get this game win here because he does not want this game 5 to be a critical one. But we'll see how it goes here. Switching to red. Who will be the first to draw? That's usually where things start getting a little bit all over the place. Culture does pay off.
Wait,
This is a 7-card run to the finish. This has been a game of runs over and over again.
what? I I I don't even know. This has been such a weird series. Like the end, it seems like kind of like a yeah. It seems like it seems
I
like
mean,
it's
Culture made a
normal,
really
and
good
then
play.
the game ends in like 5, like in ridiculous finish, like 7 baggers.
This has been a bizarre series, to say the least. I'll short typing it out. +4,
Oh
red
no
2.
way!
Oh my Jesus, there is a lot of +2s
Joao,
there.
it's
I
I
guess
had time to
short.
check the
What was
table.
the draw of the culture?
I had hold on. I had
I mean,
time to
I looked a little beyond culture there.
yeah, wait. I had time to check the
It was
table.
beyond culture. It was beyond culture.
Wait,
Yeah,
oh,
I got a. What did I get off that? I don't even know what I got. Hang on.
it,
No, I
it,
got the blue 5. I got the blue 5 off that. So I had all
oh,
that. I just said as a joke. That was purely the hand. I have no more words than that. That I had one of
I
each color +4. It was
oh,
and it wasn't just the hand though. He's the fact that he switched to every color I needed because those colors weren't the only thing I had were a pair of 3s, like a green and a yellow 3. The fact that he switched to blue and red and left a blue 9 out there, or 9 is unlucky, but he laid the groundwork, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I mean, the rainbow +2 is definitely gonna leave Joao in a difficult spot there. I don't really got much else to say beyond that. I mean, Joao said he had 3 wilds, but that's gonna be tough to beat.
in all fairness,
Oh,
Joao did have
yeah,
that
just this. I forgot this.
Joao did have that rainbow skip in what was it, game 1?
That is true, yeah.
But I had because of that time in between. I had time to check the table. Apparently, Joao was at 30. Yeah, sure has it.
I hit that just because it was hanging up a little bit.
Yeah, you
But
know, I think Joao
31
had
cards.
I think Joao, if he played that a little differently, had a shot to bring that one back. If you ask me. But
Oh yeah.
the only two things he could have done is have the foresight for
well,
me
he
to
had
not
all
have it
4
not. The
wilds
only
after
thing
that.
that no, the
Oh
only
my
thing he could
god.
have done, the only thing that he did that he could have done differently is if he didn't undercut my green 3. But I mean, to have that foresight and that early in the game is tough. And if I were in his shoes, I wouldn't feel like I could have done much differently. That's literally the only thing that he really affected. And the 9, again, that's just wrong number. What are you supposed to do about that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you
definitely.
lose with that hand for real?
Four
Yeah, I don't
wilds.
The other
I don't
guy was
know.
at
I mean, you could have
0.
just +4'd him and give him 4 cards, but anyways, game 5, this has been a
You
very
know, at
strange
every
series, but Joao's going 13. That is true, he didn't get
Yeah,
a single +2 in there.
Yeah, I mean,
not 1+2. Yeah,
despite
that's brutal. No, I only played half of them. I
despite
only played
this
half
weird.
for
Oh
real.
my.
Oh my god. Despite
What
this
is
weird.
this series?
Okay.
Okay,
Anyway,
despite this weird series, it's good that it's still 2-2 and not like one player had like all 4 of those ridiculous hands.
Yeah, because
So
technically the series could be over by now.
it could have been, yeah, but they uh they evened out. So we'll see if we get more of a clean game 5. I mean, yeah, this is going to matter a lot because but if you don't use power play, you now have that in the backhand to win uh the last game. So there's still a lot to play for.
Alright, well, playing it out right now. This is definitely a more it becomes a critical game here because 3-2 and it's a best of 7. Definitely helps you out, but I'm wondering how both players are feeling now with how this series has gone so far. Is it home side favored? But there's been some insane runs to the finish here.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, both players have the longest card chain of 7. So they're both capable of ridiculous finishes if it comes down to it. And we're actually at that range right now. So we'll see if we see that again. Short gonna
Short's out.
draw though.
Again, I mean, with Short taking a while on these ones, it's definitely gonna raise the alarms for João, like where he's kind of feeling it.
I'm
Oh,
thinking
man.
here we look at the fact that oh yeah, this has been a home series so far actually. I'm looking at it now. João winning this game that's the trend that we're looking at. João winning this game. Oh
Oh my
no.
God, is this another run to the end? He's down to 4.
Let's see.
Jeez, what
Yeah.
is this series, man? I mean, Short tried
Wow.
to go for the call out, but this has been a
Yeah.
series of runs.
Okay.
Home favorite as well.
Well, I don't even know what to say. Uh, both players just executing perfectly when they need to, and I mean, yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, the trend is looking at game 7 here. I mean, Short is gonna want to close this one out, but yeah, for Joe, I mean, João technically has the option. For João, who probably was saving the power play to get a series finisher here, so he has that at his disposal here. But I really don't got much to say on this. This has been a very strange series.
I don't have anything to comment on really.
That's fair enough. Didn't play the power play because they also had the yellow too. All right, that is true. You did have a yellow too. But I don't got much. Yoshi, you got anything?
I mean, not really. I'm just, yeah, it's like, are we gonna get that game where both players are gonna have to like go to a plan B, or is it just gonna keep going like this? If it does keep going like this, I hope it goes to game 7. That's all I got.
Bracket A has been so bizarre because this is the third time we're kind of seeing something like this. Except at least this time it's a little bit more split down the middle, but like not necessarily in the way you like it split down the like you want to play those games out a
Yes,
little
yeah.
bit, but yeah, bizarre series. But Short has the call for game 6 here, looking to keep the trend going, force game 7. We'll see where he goes. There's a few options, but I'm not
I'll
really
take
sure where.
11.
All right, so it goes 11. So climbing up the ladder still.
Yeah, so this couldn't be 10. Now what we're looking at is we're gonna see another one of those games. It's like when does this trend stop? I feel like at some point it's gotta, but maybe it won't.
He said
Uh,
11 also.
yeah, Cyan, 11 cards.
There he is. All right. Well, okay, so we don't get a crazy card start this time, but we do get a red 2.
Okay. How
Will
does
that
this
make
go?
this a little bit more of a numbers-based game, or are we gonna get another run here? Well, we got to switch off
Oh,
0 to start.
that is kind of wild.
I think the thing for Short here, he really doesn't want to be that one who falls into the draws first here, especially when he needs this game win.
Yeah, Joel has power. So here's the thing: Joel has power play.
Short does
If
have
he
power
has
play
another one of
too,
those,
but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. If Joao has a big run again, I mean, there's really nothing Short can do. So that will be kind of unfortunate if that happens, but we'll see. It could be a race to the finish as they both keep running the reds and yellows.
I mean, we've seen
You know,
this
Short.
homestand just find these runs here, and we see, okay, so
Ooh,
that's a 3 card. That's gonna definitely put some pressure on João here.
yeah. Okay, that's what you need, right? He
Switch
goes
to
for a
yellow.
switch,
And
but
that's
it
actually
does
going to force a
work.
draw, so if Joao has ammo, he's able to hold on to it.
Nice. But he,
Yes,
oh,
they
nice
switch back
green
to green.
one.
Cross over the blue, though. This is where we
Let's
get
see,
risky, though.
is that wrong color? It's
Uno.
Uno.
Playing with fire here.
Yeah. What does Joao do? He goes for
Saves
a
it.
wait. That's a +6, man.
And suddenly Joao is back in the lead.
Yeah, you got to think like you just short think about using power play to force the game 7 because Joao's kind of starting to roll with this after that +6.
Keeps rolling down on the blues here, both players.
But they're gonna
Blue
keep going.
one.
Ooh, Joao does
Joao
run
is
out.
out. So is short.
Oh my god. Okay.
Alright, so I don't think this is. I think we're at the point where this is not plan A anymore.
Yeah, that's good to see. How does now I have to see how this pans out. I mean,
We saw in game 2, Short had a lot. Short kind of drew his way up into a run there, so I mean, you could say maybe favor Short on the draw city. But I'm not really
right.
sure here. But Joao looking for maybe a break here. Blue 3, does he get a switch or we keep drawing? I see
Yeah, this
typing, so I
switch
think
could be pretty important.
I saw him typing,
Okay.
so I think it was coming. So there it is. 6 to 9 at the
Hmm.
moment.
Yeah, we've seen +2s, no wilds yet. Short might think about a wild of some sort, maybe to force something, but he's just gonna play green. Maybe he didn't get so fortunate on the draw city this time. Just
I
gotta
mean, we
hope
don't
that
really
Joao is gonna have to draw.
we don't really know the way these
Oh,
games have gone. It's just the run comes out of nowhere and ends it.
that's a big play. I think that switching to red might be big for Joao.
Joao down to 3. Shorts
Oh
out. Is
man,
that gonna wrap it up? Yes, it will. Uses the
yeah,
power play.
I had a feeling he got into red. That's all he needed. Ooh, wow,
Yeah,
yeah, fair
and the
play.
wild to end it as well. So Joao makes it into the D2 championship, wins it 4-2. Um, Portugal Carvalho, Joao, happy to do that one. I mean, this was a very bizarre series. Weirdly enough, that was probably the most normal game, which is very odd. But unfortunately for Short, that +4 came just a little too late there. Unfortunate to see, but we'll start with Joao on that one. Joao, you came into the league tournament 2. Apologies for the language. Joao, you came into the league tournament 2. Archery April had an amazing run there. Came just short of the tournament win and lost to J Money. But now, you find your way through the LCQ. You are officially the LCQ A winner, and now you find your way into the D2 championship and get a rematch with J Money. Your thoughts on getting it done here tonight, especially in what was a very strange series to say the least. Broke the trend also. That was the first non-home win. And Evan, unfortunately, disappointed Short wasn't able to get the win there, but Evan will be playing later. We'll see if he can get the win there. We'll get the Short in just a second here, once we get to Joao. But yeah, I mean, while Joao's typing here, Yoshi, I mean, thoughts, that was such a weird, I mean, we just came off a 2-hour stream where it was a more middle-paced match where it was kind of somewhat back and forth. And then we go into this where it's like no game lasted more than 4 minutes, and there's a good chunk of like run finishes. Your thoughts? It's not really what I was expecting going into this one. I was expecting a little bit of some of that, but maybe not to the point where it was most of the games. But I mean, it was a really fast pace throughout as well. So I mean, just your general wrap up thoughts for Joel's answer. Yoshi?
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't know that was for me. Uh, yeah, so this series was definitely interesting. We saw both them having the hands at one point, but then yeah, like I said, I was kind of sensing like I saw this game where Joao was having a lot of sevens. Unfortunately, Short was kind of anticipating he didn't have another, and that's what ended up biting him there. I mean, really, it's still hindsight at the end of the day. I think that's just it's just an unfortunate situation where Joao didn't have a crazy hand there. It's just he got into red as soon as he needed to, and then he was able to win off that. Um, and yeah, short getting that +4 right before he was able to use it, so it hurts. But I think
Why is this
he
not loading?
this oh
No, go on. I'm trying to get the updated bracket.
okay. I think for short, I um he's gotten this close to making the championship. I think he can look forward into next year thinking that if he just, if he fixes up just the little mistakes he's made along the way, I think he could easily be a contender to make championship next year. It's just one of those things where things didn't work out as well as you wanted it to. You barely got into the LCQ off of just no one really getting just really off of the top players being as good as they were. So, he'll talk about us as we go to him, but I still think he had a solid season. I think he eventually does want to make a regional final. He is yet. I don't think he's done it yet, uh, and he's been very close. But I think next year could be his best chance. So looking forward to see how he does then. But Joao, you know, I'm happy that he's made it here because there's the question of like could he have he probably would have been in if he played in T1. Uh, Now he kind of prevents that what if scenario and makes it without worrying about that. Um, he got the revenge win on brii and the icing on the cake to get into the championship. So he's not far away from being promoted as well, which is also a big thing. Definitely an interesting player. Um, Gets the rematch against J Money. A little bit of a different story because there's gonna be less games to play. Uh, so does Joao could Joao be on a revenge tour to then get another win that he's lost in before? That would be a pretty big story, but J Money always is going to be highly motivated there as well. So very excited for that. But that's about it. Good job to Joao for making it all the way here. Definitely definitely a deserving placement. There's definitely a deserving player of making it here. Championship's almost set. Got one more match to go. Hope you guys are excited.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sorry about that. The bracket was giving me issues, but I finally got it updated. There you go. 4-2 final. Joao moves on to play J Money. We'll get that rematch. We'll go to short here. Actually, let's read this first from Joao. Feels amazing. Series is funner than the one with brii. Short was an amazing opponent, but I'm excited to get my revenge against J Money and potentially get into D1. We'll have a non-home game for the first time since T2, so hopefully I can get the same momentum from I got from T2. Very, very happy. I had a lot of 7s. Then for sure could have played better. Short, your final thoughts on this one. I mean, I don't think you necessarily did anything wrong, at least from my perspective, at least. Just kind of one of those series where it really went homestand, and then ultimately that last game just kind of, unfortunately, the ammo kind of ran out a little too late. But I mean, your final thoughts on both this match, your season, and where you're looking at going into next season.
Connectors need to connect more, please. No, it's partly that, and I think it's just like it's hard to, it's hard to sometimes, adjust from uh it's hard to come down from a game like I had against Whitespider where I basically cruised, and now you start to get a little pushback, and I think my problem was I didn't quite adapt as well as I should have. Um, I was kind of saving in games 1 and 2 to try, and I was trying to save. I was saving some cards to try and save for the end, but he beat me to the punch a few times because I was stuck on some connector of some sort. So I think because that's basically what I did backwards and forwards in the semifinal. So um, I think it's just I think I just need to work better on adapting from game to game because every game is different. Every situation, like you're not always going to have everything. I get that part, the fact that you're not going to get all the tools right away, but I think it's just like trying to, you know, switch the strategy up a little bit. I think it's kind of the problem I had at the start of the season. Like I tried doing that same kind of strategy against Shadow and T1, but I was always one turn away like 3 separate times in that series, and if I had maybe tried using some of it a little more defensively, maybe I would have had a shot. But that's the same kind of thing that happened here. I had some stuff in those early games that I could have maybe tried to tip the scales a little more my way. But you know, I'm just glad it wasn't a sweep. 6 games, I can't, against someone who's been in a finale, I can't. I feel good about that. We'll see what the future holds. Disappointed that it couldn't have been today that I made the chip, but you know, again, I said it in my own narration of the intro. I wasn't really supposed to be here. I got lucky by all the players at the top pushing Injustice July to gift me that spot, as well as Evan, which he'll play next. But good luck to those guys in the next game. Good luck to João in the championship. Good luck to everyone in the championship. I'll be there in some way, shape, or form. Not playing, but I'll be there. But good luck to everyone moving forward. We'll see what we see next year. But that's all I got.
All right, thank you, Short. Always a pleasure. And I guess in terms of trends for next season, I mean, gotta remember Luke was the one who in your spot last season, losing this LCQ A final. He ended up going to win the next tournament with February Flurry here. So maybe a trend in the right direction. We'll see.
Now you jinxed me. Now I'm screwed. Thanks.
Nah. The trends never lie. The trends never lie. Although it's
well,
not
the
really
culture
trend,
was not on my side.
It's only one data point.
One game. Culture was on my side 1 out of 2 games.
No. The culture is on the home side, so that's a data point. So the trend is 100% there.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. You gotta look at it that way. But
right.
Anyways, that will probably do it. Let's take one more look at the bracket here. Again, last LCQ match is going to be in about an hour. Ami versus Evan. Evan looking to get the win there. Ami looking to join João, with the 2 seeds winning both LCQs. We'll see who gets it done there. But with that said, I think that'll wrap it up. Yoshi, any final comments here, whether it be wrapping up this match, João versus J Money in the T2 Championship, or just even Ami Evan coming up in an hour, which I'll have Nifty on co-commentary for that one, so we'll see them jump to the booth as Yoshi will wrap it up for tonight after a long day's work.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of said what I needed to say about the first 2 topics. I think João J Money is going to be really interesting, especially in the setting that they're at. Yeah. I mean, not much to say because it's a rematch, and I don't really know how it's going to go, especially compared to a finale setting. Now they're in a first round setting. Like, how is that going to affect things? But then also with the next match coming up, Ami Evan. I mean, we saw. The thing is that game is indeed a rematch from T3, and apparently Ami did come out on top there. And we're seeing a lot of the times where in a rematch scenario, the player who lost ends up winning. So it's kind of been a trend for the most part, and we'll see if Ami can prevent that trend continuing, because he's definitely a player you can never underestimate in any situation. I feel like sometimes Ame can have a bad season, but that doesn't mean he's not a force to be reckoned with. And we've seen it before. We've seen it against Arnhem. He was able to get the win off that. And then, yeah, obviously Evan beating the 1 seed Bob Ross, definitely huge. Definitely something that Ame's going to have to take into account. I mean, whoever wins gets Pikachu, who has such a lightning style. I pun intended there for Pikachu. But yeah, I think it's an interesting match where I think both players, how are they going to play now that they play again? How is Ami going to prevent the revenge tour from Evan, and how is Evan going to how's Evan going to take what he learned against Ami in the first time that they played, and yeah, it's interesting how you talk about rematches. Like, how did the play styles change, or is it just the mindset that changes? There's a lot that comes into play. I'm very interested to see how that plays out. Uh, yeah, both players have shown why they deserve to make it to championship, and only one can do it. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, that'll do it. We'll be back in an hour with the LCQ B final. But until then, on behalf of Yoshi, my co-commentator, RF Cyan, and everyone who came out to watch, including the commission team, thank you all so much for watching. Congratulations to João on qualifying for the D2 championship here, getting the win here through the LCQ. We'll find out who fills in that final spot in an hour, whether it'll be Ami or Evan. We will find out winner that plays Pikachu. But until then, take care, everyone. We'll be back in an hour, and that will wrap up the night for MRE Uno. But stick around as we are going to have a good one to close things out. But until then, take care, everyone, and have a great night. All right, okay, we are back because this is not the outro. Actually, did we have an outro for this? I'm not sure. I don't.
No,
I might have.
I forgot.
We
Just
don't.
close
Okay.
it out.
All right. So our outro is going to be me making noises over the thumbnail. So do 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 do.
No.
All right. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
All right, we're good. We're just
No.
gonna wrap this one up. We'll have the outro for the D2 championship, but we'll be back in an hour. So stick around.